So today we are going to discuss about the concept of electromotive force. Always remember from the name, don't put yourself into confusion that it is a kind of force. It's not a force, it's completely a kind of potential. Clear? So today's topic is electromotive force, which is also termed as your EMF. Particularly, this concept comes in the part of your cell only. So now we will go to the mechanism how this is happening. Let us consider one electrolytic chamber, clear, which carries some electrolytes. Let us say here, as per our example, let us say it is H2SO4, and we are taking two electrodes, here one, here one, this one, clear. So what will happen when this H2SO4 will break? It will break into H2 plus and SO4 2 minus. This is the breaking. Clear? So lead, this is made up of your lead dioxide. This is made up of, let us say, lead. Due to a force, what will happen? Positive charge will start to accumulate in the PbO2 electrode. At the same time, negative charge will start to accumulate in the Pb electrode. Everyone clear? So this is what happening. So what will happen after some time? You will see that positive charges are start to accumulating here and negative charges start to accumulate here. Done. So a time will come when this electrode will be highly positively charged and this electrode will be highly negatively charged. Then due to these two, what will happen? Due to the positivity of the first electrode, there will be a repulsive force which will not allow the H plus to come near to it. That means after a particular time, what will happen? The accumulation of charge will stop. Remember this concept? After a particular amount of time, when the positivity of the electrode is going to be so higher, it will apply a repulsive force on H plus and the H plus will not come near to it, so it cannot take one electron to give it a positive charge. This is the basic case. That means now even if there is electrolysis, there is no accumulation of charge. This is the point when there is a potential difference comes between two electrodes. Here whatever amount of electron you want to give, you can give. That's why the potential here is found to be higher. The potential is higher. But from here you can take out electrons. That's why the potential is less here. Understood? So now what we will do, we will just connect these two electrodes with a wire. Let us say I am connecting these two electrodes with a wire. And this wire is carrying a certain amount of resistance. Clear? Now, as these electrons are accumulated here, and now we are connecting it with a conducting wire. So, what will happen? The electron density will be higher here, and it will be very less here. So, electron will start to flow from higher dense region to lower dense region. So, electron will start to flow from right electrode to left electrode, or we can say lead electrode to lead dioxide electrode. At the same time, we know that electric current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So what will happen? Current starts to flow from where to where? From PbO2 to Pb. This is how the direction of electrons flow and the direction of current are opposite to each other. What this one? Every time understand this much. So this is the basic case. So this is the concept of our cell. Now if we will go to the basic part of how this is happening and how we can represent or how we can find one expression for an electromotive force. Let me draw a diagram. Let us explain with the help of a graph. Consider there is a graph. In x-axis we are taking potential difference. In y-axis we are taking charge accumulation rate. Y-axis is your charge accumulation rate. Clear? That means Remember this one. This is not the value of charge I am saying. I am taking in y-axis what is the accumulation rate of charge. Okay. So again come back to the previous diagram. Initially, when there was no potential difference. So when there is a potential difference, one EMF will be produced in between two electrodes. So this EMF came into play when they are getting higher potential to lower potential region. Come to the primary stage. When there was electrolysis started, that is when H2SO started breaking. That time what happened? The density of positive charge is less here. Density of electric charge or electrons are less here. So during that time, the accumulation was going on very rapidly. They are having space, so they are acquiring charges. That's why we can say that when there was no EMF, what the point? Zero. The accumulation rate was maximum. That means when there was no difference of potential due to the charges accumulation, there was no EMF. That means I can say when the value of EMF is nearly zero. When the process of electrolysis started, that time these two electrodes can accumulate more and more amount of charges. That's why remember this one, when the EMF was zero, the rate of accumulation was maximum. This is the point. Try to understand this much. When the electrolysis started, electrodes are capable of acquiring more amount of charge. And when the process of electrolysis started, no EMF was there. That's why when the EMF is nearly zero, the rate of accumulation of charges inside the electrodes are maximum. That's why EMF is zero, accumulation rate is maximum. Now what will happen? Slowly when the accumulation will go on, see, for example, this electrode is capable of storing, let us say, 100 number of positive charges. Try to understand this one. Initially, accumulation rate was, let us say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The accumulation is happening very quickly. When it will be filled to 90, what will happen? The rate will decrease or increase? It will decrease, obviously. So that's what I am saying. When the accumulation rate decreases, it is giving rise to whom? To the EMF. So the EMF goes on increasing. Let us say this is the point where you are having EMF. Maximum, let us say. This point. At time what is happening? There is no space in these two electrodes to acquire more charges. So accumulation of charge stops. So we can draw like this. This is the diagram we can get. Zero EMF, rate of accumulation was more for the charges. EMF reaches to the maximum value, there will be decrease in the declination of your accumulation of charge. Remember, I am not talking about charge. I am saying about accumulation of charge. Clear? Now what we will do? Let us consider we are trying to draw another graph on the same. That is called a discharge of your or discharge rate, we can say, which is called a current. What is happening? Who is discharging? There is discharge of electrons. So what is produced? Current is produced. So if I am going to draw, let me consider. Clear? This is the point. Let us consider this one is another axis. Clear? So what I will do now, at this one, let us, this one is your discharge rate, which is called your current. Remember this is called your current. So let us consider now the current value is this much. Now the current value is this much. Due to this EMF, discharge is happening and you got a current. When you draw the diagram, with the increase of EMF, current is increasing. Yes or no? Let us say this is the diagram for current. EMF with your discharge. This one is charge accumulation with EMF, the potential. This one is discharge rate with potential difference. Clear? So we got a point here or not? We got a point here? Okay. So this point, what is happening? This point says this is the intersection point of decrease in the accumulation rate, increase in the discharge rate. That means at this point, discharge is increasing and accumulation is decreasing. So this point is called your point of equilibrium. I can write this one as point of equilibrium. Try to remember, understand this one. So I will get a point here. That is, this point I will take your V. Clear? So here V is called terminal potential difference. That means at this point discharge rate is increasing and your accumulation rate is decreasing. If we are going to draw this one, okay, then what was the EMF? It was the EMF. But at the point of equilibrium, what is the potential now? This one. So there is a decrease of potential, yes or no? From E to V. So this region is called your lost volt. Is called your lost volt, represented by VL. Everyone clear? So this one is the basic case. When the discharge and your accumulation rate graph intersect each other, you are getting a point and you got a new potential. What is happening? See, it was the maximum EMF. Clear? Discharge was just started. Accumulation rate was 0. But at this point, discharge is going on, also accumulation is going on. Rate of accumulation is decreasing, discharge is increasing. So current flow starts, whereas your accumulation is decreasing. That's why the potential you are getting, that is not equivalent to your EMF. It is always less than the EMF. So the amount of potential you lost moving from here to here, discharge to accumulation, is called your lost volt or lost voltage, you can say. Clear? So what we got from here? We got that if we are, let us say I am going to increase the current. Now for example, the current is this one. If I will erase this one, point of equilibrium. Let us say now let the current increase. Clear? Let us say the current is increased. So now if you will see, this is the point of equilibrium. This is V prime, which is called your terminal potential difference. See, when the current is increasing, what is the meaning of that? Discharge rate is increasing, accumulation rate is decreasing. Yes or no? So what you are getting? The potential you are getting, which is called lost potential, is now increased. With the increase of current, there is increase of lost potential. More current you will allow to flow, more discharge will happen. And whenever there is more amount of discharge, you need to do this process again and again. Once this will start to discharge, after some time, it will require electrons to give to it. So the process of SO4 2 minus going, giving electron here, H plus giving positive charge here, will again start to continue. That is, accumulation again started, discharge is still going on. So with the increase of current, I can write here, with the increase of current, lost voltage also increases. The more you will discharge, the more potential you will goes on losing. That is the basic case of your this diagram. Clear? So now, if we are going to write, what we can write? Lost potential, what, directly proportional to current. More is the current, more is the discharge, more loss in the potential. That's why we can write VL is equals to RI. This R is called internal resistance. This R is called internal resistance. Everyone clear? Okay. So now we will go to the basic of one. So what we got? We got that EMF, which was there, minus potential. This one, potential, is going to give you what? Lost potential. This is the EMF. This is the potential. How much you are getting? Lost potential. So E minus V is equals to VL. Everyone clear? So from here what we will get? E equals to what? V plus VL. E is how much? Here to here. V plus VL is going to give you E. Everyone clear? Okay. So now what we can see? This V is the potential outside. This VL is the potential inside. So we can write E equals to, for V we will write resistance, which one? This resistance of the circuit. R, current flow is I, plus for this what we got? Ri, we will get Ri. Everyone clear about this? Okay, now we will do the normal mathematics. So from here what we can take? E equals to, we will take I common, it will be R plus R. Clear? Then from here what we are going to get? I equals to E divided by R plus R. So this is the expression of current in the field of your EMF. Clear? So this is the basic of your concept of electromotive force. Remember this concept and take the concept from here and draw the diagram. And from here find out the lost voltage and you will get the formula I equal to E by R plus R. So current is equal to the ratio of EMF to the addition of external resistance to internal resistance. That means what is happening? The current is flowing from here to here and again the current will flow from here to here. There will be a cyclic process. Clear? So this is the basic of electromotive force. Thank you everyone.